The sequence of ignition begins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, and 0. Take off. We are taking off. Hi there, everyone. This is the investor in digital assets, and I wanted to start here because I know from experience that if you get markets like the one we had yesterday, XRP was doing really well while everything else was struggling. However, due to our current situation in the run-up to the inauguration and other factors, since there is clearly a lot of manipulation going on, and this is essentially how it has been all along, things are really choppy. Additionally, there is constant manipulation until its abrupt cessation. Therefore, I wanted to put things in perspective and concentrate on the next events that will have a larger impact. Therefore, it truly doesn't matter. Whether we dump before the inauguration on January 20th is irrelevant. Whether we may have a dump on January 20th when everyone believes there might be a pump is irrelevant. Who knows is irrelevant. The important thing is the whole picture. What counts is what 2025 holds. And I wanted to demonstrate to you what transpired during the first Trump administration. On January 20, 2017, Donald Trump took office for the first time. And at that time, the price of XRP was approximately 0.65 USD. It hit an all-time high of $3.84 in January 2018, just 1 year later. All right, so that's the first cost. Folks, XRP saw a roughly 5.9000% spike from January 20th, 2017 to its peak on January 18th. Well, here we are now. Gary Gensler's resignation is in 7 days. I do want to warn everyone, though. Don't underestimate this man's level of depravity and sociopathy. The appeal is about to happen. First, let me read this. The appeal is denied as of January 15th, 2025. If the appeal isn't submitted before then, they therefore expect that the SEC would forget to file. You can't rely on that. The bottom line, in my opinion, is that all of this might be withdrawn regardless of Gary receiving fewer appeals. I really wanted to emphasize this point. That woman who was married to a former president, you know, the one who ran for president, and we don't mention her name out here, and lost to Donald Trump, is what has made Gary Gensler so valuable to his master manipulators. Gary Gensler's psychopathic tendency to disregard what is best for Americans is what has made him so valuable to his puppet masters. Election requirements, however, have little bearing on Sloan's. Even though he is aware that the individuals arriving will assist in resolving the matter, he won't be shocked if he files to continue the Ripple litigation on the 15th. But it won't make a difference. Cockroaches would survive a nuclear war, they claim. His entire career has been a rush away to live kind of thing. Another day and escape responsibility for your deeds. I'm hoping that this time will be different for these little men. This man needs to be looked into based just on the Russian dossier. There are a ton of legitimate reasons why he could be the subject of an investigation. Because he stated it and Michael Saylor silenced him, Scottie Pippen now knows who the 4 Satoshis are. Therefore, we are not permitted to discuss that. Gave those insane eyes to him. He wanted to know which documentary was the finest at the moment. Give me your best choices. I therefore took care to sink beneath his question. The XR was rigged from the beginning from the movie Fruition, which, incidentally, I believe will soon be available on Apple and Amazon Prime. Most likely, they might do it on the 20th. Keep a lookout for it, though I can't recall. After that, they said they were shocking all executive orders, and I hope this is true. They are referring to it as an executive order snowstorm. For cryptocurrency, I hope it's a snowstorm. Beginning Tuesday the 13th to be subject to interrogation. We'll see about all of them, but Leader Thune told us last Sunday that he believes a lot will get through. By January 20th, which nominees do you think will be confirmed? To begin with, Americans desired safety and wealth, which is why Republicans were elected to the House, Senate, and White House. You're correct. With all of these cabinet hearings this week, the real action begins. Following that, there will be a flurry of executive actions on the border and the economy when President Trump takes office on Monday. Thus, during our meeting with President Trump earlier this week, according to President Trump, assembling his team must be the Senate's top priority. I've had meetings with almost all of them. I endorse each and every one of these candidates. It is my responsibility as the whip to ensure they cross the finish line and start working. Additionally, President Trump merits an early team. At the hearings, Chuck Schumer stated that he would like to create pyrotechnics. In the event that such occurs, we will work non-stop on the weekends and at night to ensure that cabinet is confirmed. One of the worst individuals in government is Chuck Schumer. He is a living example of why term limits are necessary. Charles Hoskin discusses the events in Washington, D.C. here. A presidential transition is always a complicated process. Additionally, they are sort of winning everything down, and the Treasury Secretary has not yet been chosen. Thus, all crypto policies are set by that. Thus, the legislative branch is currently the subject of the majority of the conversations. Tomorrow, Senator Scott and I are going to have dinner together. In order to essentially understand how the regulations would operate, I have spoken with a number of senators who work in the banking industry. We've also had some conversations with the People Transition Team regarding their goals for the Crypto Committee, including whether it will be a commission or a ZOR, what its specific responsibilities are, and how it operates. Additionally, it's unclear exactly how the executive branch is set up, but the legislative branch makes it quite obvious what laws they want us to enact. Thus, multiple efforts have already been made in 2023. Additionally, Senators Cow of the FIA bill in the Senate in 2022. What does the executive branch want is currently being reconciled. What is the desire of the legislative branch? The executive branch has informed us that Trump has a mandate to make America the top location for starting and operating a Bitcoin firm. Additionally, they made a number of campaign pledges that they are attempting to link to, such as the idea of a strategic reserve for Bitcoin, which Senator Lummis also strongly supports. Additionally, there are numerous aspects of asset classification that must be addressed. What authority should be kept for the SEC and CFTC in the security commodity debate? Therefore, it is still very early, and we will have more information regarding the extent of broad industry participation at the executive branch side in 60 to 90 days. However, we have already begun discussions with numerous members of the legislative branch, and they intend to proceed as a co-equal branch of government whether or not the executive branch is present.